Hi there, welcome to Faith in the Fog. My name is Ken, and on this YouTube channel I talk all things midlife, transitions, perimenopause and menopause. And speaking of different seasons, the way life works, life is not one-dimensional. So there are seasons of life where everything there can be seasons in life where everything seems to be happening at the same time. And in the same season, you may experience joy and grief. You may experience beginnings and endings. And sometimes you're experiencing loss as well as unexpected connection in the same season. Very recently, I went back home to Nigeria to support a dear friend of mine who was going through a season of mourning. The reason for the trip was a funeral. So of course, funerals represent loss, grief, mourning, sadness, heartbreak. And yet within that space of grief and mourning, I noticed the community that had formed around this friend of mine. And so friends had showed up, people were standing close and holding her up in this season that was really quite difficult. And as the funeral activities unfolded over several days, there were also moments of joy. Surprising, right? But surprising moments of joy. The opportunity to reconnect with people that we hadn't seen in years. And there were new connections, new relationships, and new friendships that were forming even in this season of mourning. And so I started to reflect about how deeply connected our lives actually are, even in the seasons that are difficult, challenging, and perhaps not the seasons that we would like to walk in. And that reflection is what I want to talk about today, the importance of staying connected in seasons of transitions, challenges, and difficulties, especially in our season of midlife. Life in general and midlife, as I said earlier, is not one-dimensional. It's got so many layers to it. And when you're going through a midlife transition, you're possibly not dealing with just one change at a time. You're possibly going through emotional shifts, hormonal challenges, physical challenges, a lot of things going on at the same time. And of course, when we're going through challenges, sometimes we face the temptation to pull back, to draw inwards to ourselves and to think, look, I'm going to navigate this season or this challenge myself, and I'll reconnect with people maybe later on when life settles down a little bit. But I've been thinking around this, and although isolation may feel safe, isolation will drain you and drain us. This is not what God's design for life is. We are not meant to do life on our own. And scripture actually speaks directly to this. And this is where I'm going to camp for a few minutes. So the Bible in the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17, tells us that a friend loves at all times and a brother is born for adversity. Interesting, right? Now, this scripture names two different types of connections. The first is a friend who loves at all times. Now, this is not a transactional type of love. It's not a situational type of love. It's not love that is born out of convenience. And it's not love that happens only when life is easy. It's a love that shows up in the easy times and in the hard times. It's a consistent presence in the life of the people that we claim to love, especially when they're going through hardships. And so in midlife, I would think that friendships, they matter even more. Because think about it, many of us we're at a point where we don't even have the capacity to explain or the words to articulate what we're going through. And so it's so important that we have people who can stay with us in this season, not to fix us, but to stay steady and remain alongside us as we walk through this challenge. And then the verse goes on to say that a brother is born for diversity. So just think about it. There are possibly some relationships that have been ordained or created or crafted for those hard seasons of our life. A friend that can become a brother or a sister who is walking with you, not just in times of celebration, but also in times of adversity. And this is why I say that God's never intended us to walk this life alone. You know, as we say nowadays, life can be lifing, and when life is lifing, we need people who will show up and will walk alongside us during this season or during these times that are the hardest. So again, God has not called us to be isolated or to do life alone. His design is that we had friends and people to walk alongside us. In the book of Ecclesiastes, I struggle with that name. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verses 9 to 10. It says that two are better than one. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. And then it goes on to say, woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Woe to him who is alone when he falls. Just tells us that God's intention was never for us to face challenges alone, but to have people who can hold us up and lift us up when we fall. Psalm 68 verse 6 says that God sets the lonely in families. Again, he cares about us so much that not only you're not walking alone, but he's setting you in families, in biological families, in friendship families, in spiritual families, in community families, families that you create yourself, your own village, to hold you up when life is difficult. We're not meant to walk this life alone. We're not meant to deal with challenges by ourselves. And this is where this message is even more important for us that are navigating midlife and also perimenopause. Because for many of us women, we're in this season where with our bodies changing, you have the natural aging process, and then you have the additional compounding element of perimenopause and menopause. And these are seasons that are still surrounded by so much silence. And so we're navigating, whether it's identity shifts, career shifts, emotional changes, hormonal fluctuations, grief just around who we were and who we're becoming, fatigue, brain fog, name a symptom, right? So we're walking through this season, and sometimes we're doing it quietly by ourselves, isolated from community. And because of the nature of perimenopause, isolation can feel natural, right? You start to think, okay, I'm on this journey on my own, etc. Nobody else is walking through this. But this is why community matters. As I talk to women who are going through perimenopause and midlife, two things have come up very frequently in these conversations. The first has been, for a long time I thought it was just me and I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody about it. And then the second thing that has come out is how important it is to have a community around these life experiences. And this is why I'm telling you, God's design was never for you to navigate life or the changes that you go through in life by yourself or in isolation. Now, building a community may seem daunting, connecting with people may seem daunting, but it doesn't have to be daunting or dramatic. It can be a text message, it could be a walk, it could be a coffee, it could be a conversation where you don't have to explain anything. It could just be sitting in silence with somebody else who just gets you. Sometimes we have to take efforts maybe to reconnect with people that we've drifted away from. And sometimes it could also mean allowing new friendships to form, friendships that serve you in this season of life. But in all of these circumstances, it's important that you let yourself be seen, that you connect with people and you don't isolate yourself. The community that you build will not necessarily remove the pain, but the community will help you and hold you whilst you walk through your current season. And so, my dear friends, if you are in a season of transition, whether that is a season of grief, a season of loss, a season of midlife change, a season of perimenopause, menopause, all of the above, some of the above, I want this to encourage you. Don't isolate yourself. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Stay connected, reach out, reconnect with people, allow yourself to be supported. You're not meant to live your life on your own. And as I close things out today, I have 2 questions to ask you, and I want you to think about. What weight have you carried by yourself? And what is God, or who is God, inviting you to either walk alongside or to let walk alongside you? I want you to think about these 2 questions. I hope this has blessed you. I want again to encourage you. Get into community, get connected. You're not meant to walk this life on your own. I hope this has blessed you, and I'll see you in the next video.